Delicious day, dear children. I welcome you all to the English corner. Children, today's topic is verb. Right? Can you able to see that? Verb is talking to you. What is saying? See, look, stare, blink, smile, smell, point. Then what? Run, fall, jog, sprint, walk. Children, I'll give you 1 minute time. You just see this and close the screen. Then you write the words. Okay? Ready? Only 5 counts. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Right? So, do it, dear. Then, see one more. Again, one more 5 counts. Just look at the words. It's moving very fast, isn't it? So, within 5 counts, you have to write what are the words in that. Right? Next, shall we move? Right. Phrasal verbs. So, phrasal verbs you learn in higher standards. Now, a small introduction to phrasal verb. No subject will be there, object will not be there. For a complete sentence, you should have subject as well as object. Subject, verb and an object for a complete sentence. But without subject and without object, there is a part of a sentence. Right? But it gives a meaning also. See example. First figure shows come in. So you will understand, right? Get in, get out, pick up, pick down, put on, take out, put away, run away, put in, come out, turn over. All these comes under phrasal verb, right? That you learn later, but you understand that gives a proper meaning without subject and object, right? Shall we move to the next slide? Yes. So now what is the definition of a verb, dear? Verbs are words that shows an action. This you learned from 2nd standard onwards. Sing, example. Occurrence. So develop yourself. We will say develop. A state of being. What is the existence? Are, is, etc. The basic form of a verb is known as its infinitive. All these we will learn in this session. Okay, the forms call, love, break and go are all infinitives. The verbs, right? The basic form of the verb is called as an infinitive. That alone you keep in your mind, right? Next, main 3 types of verbs that you have studied before: action verbs, linking verbs and helping verbs. Action verbs tells what action something or someone is performing. What is action verb? Action verb tells what action something or someone is performing. Linking verb connects a noun or a pronoun with the word that identifies or describes it. Linking verb connects a noun or a pronoun with the word that identifies or describes it. Helping verbs are added before another verb to make it a verb phrase. Right? All these 3 words, 3 types of verbs you have learnt. Now you are going in depth about verbs. Right? So example for action verb, you can say n number of examples. Run, hide, walk, swim, told, delivered, listen, measure, recorded, explode, program, wrote, solved, served, move, push, pull. You can say any number of examples. So many number of examples. Linking verb. Linking verbs, example for linking verb is, are, was, were, being, been, am, and be. All these comes under linking verbs. Helping verbs, you all know helping verbs. Shall, will, all modal verbs can be considered as helping verbs. Shall, will, could, would, could, could, their cold is there, so please change it. Could, could, would, must, might, can, may, have, had, has, do, did. All these comes under helping verbs, right? Shall we move in detail? Right. The first type of verb which we are going to see is regular verb. Regular verb, a verb that's past tense, that is second form, and the past participle, that is the third form of the verb, right? What is that? First type is regular verb, right? The second form and the third form. Second form is past tense. First form is present tense. Second form is past tense. Third form is past participle tense. So a verb that has second and third form made of adding d or ed is called regular verb. Can you able to understand? Past tense and past participle form will end with d and ed. Examples: accept, accepted, accepted, right? Achieve, achieved, achieved. Add, added, added. Admire, admired, admired. So admit, admitted, admitted. Adopt, adopted, adopted. Advise, advised, advised. So these verbs do not undergo any substantial changes while changing forms between tenses. So basic form is accept. Past tense and past participle tense will be of the same form, right? Accepted and accepted, right? So these are called regular verbs. Next is guess, irregular verb. If the formation of verb is otherwise than the regular verb, usually regular verb I told you end with d or ed. If it is not end with regular verb, then it is called irregular verb. Example: arise, arose, arisen. See here, past tense form is not ending with d or ed, and the past tense form and past participle are totally different, right? So present tense is arise, past tense is arose, past participle is arisen. These sort of verbs are called irregular verbs. Awake, awoke, awoken. Be is a present tense form. Was, been. Okay, be is considered as is. Was, been. Bear, bore, born. Beat, 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 bet. Actually, pronunciation has to be bet, beaten. Sometimes bet also will be used as past participle. Become, became, become. Begin, began, begun. So all these comes under irregular forms of verbs, right? So next type is linking verb. Linking verb that acts as a link. The word itself says link between two words. It's called linking verb. It connects or links a subject to a noun or an adjective, right? Adjective in the predicate. So example is given here. Lisa is fussy about food. Is a linking verb here. They are stubborn children. Are is a linking verb here. The students felt relieved. Felt is a linking verb. Every student felt the relief. So felt is a linking verb. First, in the previous sentence, the students felt relieved. The students are relieved. That is a clear meaning. Every students are relieved. Every student felt the relief. So felt is used as a linking verb. Right? So linking verbs connect the subject to a noun or adjective that helps in describing or providing any other additional information about the subject. Clear? Next comes what? Guess. Transitive verb. A verb that needs object to complete itself. Right? It's called transitive verb. It is called transitive because it passes an action from the subject to the object. Transfer. The action is transferred from the subject to the object. That's why it is called as transitive verb. Again, just go through the definition. A verb that needs object to complete itself is called transitive verb. It is called transitive because it passes its action from the subject to the object. So all actions will be transferred from the subject to the object. Example, you can have what example you can have? Guess. Rose is painting the kitchen wall. Okay. So Rose is painting the kitchen wall. Here you can have painting is related to the kitchen as well as Rose. So that comes under transitive. Intransitive. Intransitive is a verb that doesn't need any object to complete itself. Is called intransitive object. Intransitive verb. It does not pass its action from the subject to the object. Either transitive will pass the action, intransitive will not pass the action. That is one difference. And transitive need an object. Intransitive doesn't need any object. That is second difference. Okay. So two differences I told you. Now we will see what are the actual differences. Right? Transitive verbs have a definite object for which the action is being transformed. Hannah gave him a big hug. So gave is a transitive verb there. Intransitive verbs, I told you there is no specific object. Rose is painting right now. Before I told you Rose is painting the kitchen wall. So object is there and subject is also there. Now the same as intransitive. Okay, Rose is painting right now. Hannah sneezed repeatedly. Right? So these are all intransitive verbs. Children, let us finish this session in this slide itself. We'll continue in the next session, dear. Thank you so much. Children, take a note of all these types of verbs in your classwork with example. Okay. So when we are going through the exercises, worksheet exercises will be given. When we are going through the exercises, it will be easy for you to refer all these types of verbs. Right? Are you taking notes, dear? Yes. I hope you will take notes. I want to see that notes definitely. You have to post it. Okay? Thank you.